Hello there. For the
Hi.
first time, we're trying something different.
Yes.
We'll try to discuss a topic live, so this is definitely not prepared. Today, we're going to talk about Overwatch. The game is really popular, so that's definitely worth talking about.
However, it's a bit polarizing because there are things the community seems to love and things that people hate. So we made our small list of 5 things that are really good, and
five things that are not
Yes.
that good. Let's start with the cons.
Yes. Okay, so the first thing the community and me myself as a Overwatch newbie hate is the Mei character. She's a perfect
Oh my
character
God.
for trolls, and you have those situations like when she's taking a point and she freezes herself in a corner, or she freezes you. And I'm not saying that this character is bad, because overall she's a really good character to counter like, I don't know, Tracer or other characters are fast or annoying. But when she's in the hands of a good troll, she freezes you and stares you down in the face before making this headshot.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing, because I'm usually playing as a sniper character. I usually play Hanzo, and people are against players who play Hanzo a
Yes.
lot. But that thing, when you have a character with a slow rate of fire and
Yeah.
you try to counter Mei, that's almost impossible if you don't make every shot count. So when you see the girl running to you, freezing you, and then just standing in front of you for a second,
Yes, and
preparing
smiling.
to have that ice come to give you a headshot. Oh my God, that's so terrible.
Yes.
And I think that's the most annoying character in the
Yes.
game.
To fight against, because when you're actually
Yeah.
playing as Mei and you can be a really good asset to the team, I would say to nerf her a bit. I mean, not the freezing stuff, but I think she has too much HP. Just this one thing I would lower, but that's just me. You talk about Hanzo. There's another thing I want to talk about.
Yeah, this is
Team imbalance.
Yeah,
Mainly because I hate people like you who play as Hanzo all the time.
Okay, so maybe not all the time, but I know where we're going with this. Basically, people who use one character all the time,
Yes.
and they don't change it whatever happens on the battlefield. So yeah, that's the second thing we hate the most, I think.
Sure.
Because you need to learn. I mean, people need to learn that Overwatch is a team game. You need to compose a team of different classes, and if you learn to play only one character, and if you play it whatever happens, it's not going to work.
I mean, it's actually fun, like when you have a character that you really know how to play and you're really good at it. And let's be honest, there are some characters we love and some not so much. Basically, I mean, on the visuals alone. I know it's tempting, but you should have a secondary character that you're good at, experience. Even if you lose a couple of times, you should think about playing in the team. And as of now, I mean, some games you find people who know this and don't, I don't know, make a team of 5 Bastions, for example. And sometimes you find people that get it and switch on the fly, because like you come across a challenge and you have to switch. So I think it's going to be improved in a couple of weeks when the entire competitive thing, kicks in and finds its balance.
The other issue is that it seems that Overwatch was supposed to be a free-to-play game to begin with.
Yes.
Because there's not a lot of game modes available. Even though I personally kind of got used to it, I don't feel like the game is lacking on that side. Like every battle is a little bit different because you play with different people and they have different approaches, different tactics.
Yes.
But it definitely seems that the game evolved from a free-to-play model. They say that it's because of balance, that the game couldn't be a free-to-play because you need to have all the characters available. They need to have the same set of skills and stuff.
If you had to pay for the characters, the game would be broken. And I think that's the best thing about Overwatch, that you have all those characters, but at the same time, you kind of have those leftovers from I think the free-to-play model. Like, for example, the loot boxes or the loot crates, whatever. I mean, I get it. It's a multiplayer game and you need to have microtransactions and stuff like that, but they're too expensive and you get them too slow, and most of the time you get like, I don't know, graffitis or voices, and like, let's be honest, those things aren't really that fun. I mean, from time to time you get this legendary outfit, but
that's not for your character.
Yes, and I think that's a really mean way to, you know, cash in and rip off the fans, especially if you're a console gamer. And I mean, it depends where you guys live, but for example, where we come from, the Origins edition on the console is the full price of a console game, and I think that's too much for those characters and those few mods, but that's just me.
So the other problem that there is the state of play of the game, actually, because there is usually play of the game that is quite impressive, but you might encounter things that are, well, crap. To be honest, the dwarf who keeps hitting the turrets and nothing else happens because his turrets do all the work. It's annoying as hell. But I saw once the dwarf getting a real play of the game while he wasn't hitting a turret. So after 10 hours, one play of the game.
I mean, Blizzard already said that they're working on it, and they see that there are some problems with it. I mean, it's really good to see a play of a game, even if it's done by your enemy. I think the support characters don't get any love at all. Like, it's changing a bit, but I think there's still a long way to go.
Yesterday, the patch for PC came out, and I think it changed a little bit. I might be wrong, but just playing yesterday, I had 3 play of the games by support class. So I think that something might be already happening with that. But I agree with what you said, that it's really okay to be happy about the enemy's team play of the game.
Cool.
Yeah, just yesterday I saw a really good team play that was captured on the play of the game, because Reinhardt stunned people with his ultimate, and then Pharah shoot up the air and actually obliterated our whole team. And it was amazing because it was team play and it was a perfect use of the ultimate attack.
And the next game you saw Tjorbord just, hammering his turret.
That was it. That was exactly it.
Since we're talking about ultimates and a cool plays with your team, there's one thing that's really annoying, but it's not necessarily game-breaking, it's just our personal feeling.
Yeah, because it's a downside and it's a pro at the same time.
If you're on the other side of the equation.
And what we're talking about is actually ultimate denial.
Yes.
Something that we call ultimate denial. Because you're ready to use your ultimate. You're so ready. You see the whole team in front of you, and you want to do it, and you just launch your ultimate, and then, for example, Mei, who we already talked about, places a wall in front of you, and you can't do anything about it, so you lose the ultimate.
Yeah, that also kind of transitions into our first, one of the things we love about the game is being the one who's denying the ultimate.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you hear McCree saying it's high noon, and then you jump in and insta-kill him or snipe him. It's so satisfying when you get the enemy who's so sure of himself that he already won, that he's got it, and then you just, with a click of a button, you vaporize, and that's really satisfying.
So it's a downside. That's number 5 on our list, and it's at the same time our first pro of the game.
Yes.
Because we really love denying ultimates for other people.
Indeed.
Okay, number 2 on our top pro things about Overwatch is definitely the variety of characters and verticality of gameplay, because you get those amazing characters that's so much different from each other. You play a character that's really stationary, someone who can fly in the air, or someone who's just a robot who has 2 setups like Bastion is.
Yes.
And it's so different, it's so amazing, and I think Blizzard did a really good job with this.
Yeah, I mean, for many people, cynical people, I think, Overwatch is a sequel to Team Fortress. And in many ways, I think it is. It takes this mechanic of team play, those various characters, the tank, the medical support, the fast character who like the scout or in this case Tracer, who disrupts stuff. But at the same time, I think it's better than Team Fortress because you have this mindset of a first-person shooter where you just go in there, jump a couple of times and shoot away. And then you change to Winston or to Pharah or, I don't know, Hanzo Widowmaker who can, go across buildings very, very fast. And it's really cool when you try to counter it with Roadhog and his chain. I think this verticality, it's gonna give a lot of replayability to this game, and that's really cool.
And since we're talking about characters, let's move to our number 3, which is actually the feeling of diversity within the character in terms of audio visuals. I really love the audio part of the game. I like how you can feel that the characters are different, that they are from somewhere. It's for the first time actually that I feel that I'm playing a girl who comes from Egypt, for example, like Farah.
Yeah.
Or like there's Soldier 76 who also lives in a country somewhere. That's good, because I finally feel the connection with characters, I think.
And for me, as someone who really wants the games to be progressive and inclusive for all people of shapes, sizes, and things they like, I think it's really cool that you have characters, I mean, especially female characters, who aren't those, like old school Lara Croft with huge breasts and unrealistic standards. And speaking of which, I would like to compliment the character of Zaraya, who really, pushes the envelope when it comes to those female characters. And recently I read a post about it that for some people she's become an icon of the LGBT community, ironically being from Russia.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, and the fact that all those characters have those animations and they live outside of the game.
Yeah.
Like for example, my 8-year-old brother is obsessed with Overwatch and Tracer, and like for the last couple of weeks around the house, I've been hearing the phrase, "The cavalry's here! The cavalry's here!" when he was running with Nerf guns with his friends.
Yeah.
So Overwatch does this one thing great when it comes to characters, that they are so charismatic, so original, they live outside of the game, and at the same time they appeal to audiences of different ages.
And for me it's high noon. Simply it's high noon. But yeah, I agree. And there's also the visual side of the game, so it's very like comic-like, which probably will keep the game alive graphically for a very long time. And there's also a lot of additional stuff like those short videos telling the stories of the characters. I'm actually really looking forward to them introducing new characters in time, because I'm curious about what they can come up with, in both in terms of gameplay and in terms of a character that's alive within the game. So we're waiting for more Blizzard, definitely.
Yeah.
The last on our list, it's either number 5 or 4. Easy to learn and hard to master. Yeah. That's actually the definition of Overwatch for me.
It's a golden building block for any competitive game, I think.
Yeah, because actually everyone can play the game, even if you don't have a team. That's something I noticed in contrast with the beta, because there you had to have a team, because the only players left were those who actually got into the game so much because they had a team. And now it changes slowly. You can play solo and you get teamed up with people who actually kind of start to get the game. So you can enjoy it even if you don't have a team, or even if you don't have huge skill in the game. So it very easy entry, very low entry level. But if you want to get good at it, it's going to take a lot of time.
It's like I said before, that you can have one character which you have mastered and you're really good at it, but then someone counters you, and you're basically screwed, and you have to find something else. And I think that's really cool, like, because even though the game might seem easy and simple, when you get deep into it and find people who are really good and know how to counter those characters that need to be nerfed, like for example Bastion or a team of Torbjorns with their Turins. But as I've heard recently, Torbjorn has been nerfed
on consoles.
Yes, and there are going to be some changes. So I think Blizzard is listening. That's really good. And I think that's the thing for me. I mean, the best thing in Overwatch, that even though I may get bored with the character and I might get good at it, I can switch and then I'm playing an entire different game, because I have to think different about my surroundings. Like, for example, I can't jump anymore. I have to think differently about the team because I have less HP, or for example, I have a special skill. It was really, I mean, at first the game was really hard for me because I wanted to play as Tracer. I thought that she's this, you know, this poster character. Actually, it's really hard to be a good Tracer, I think.
I agree.
And then I switched to Mercy, which was actually kind of easy for me because I played Team Fortress a lot as a medic. And then just a few days ago, I switched to yet another character, and this game just keeps on, you know, changing for me, and I think that's really good for Overwatch.
Overwatch did something for me that actually helped, because I was trying to get into competitive online games with different stuff, lately with League of Legends, but the problem was that there were too many characters to choose from, and I got into like choosing 3 characters that I actually purchased so that I would have access to it all the time. And I was playing only with those 3 characters because there were too many. And in Overwatch, you have a smaller number of characters, and it actually opened me up for trying different roles. So at first, I was only playing Hanzo for like first 2 hours.
He's still playing as Hanzo.
Yeah, I'm still playing as Hanzo. But then I started to try out different characters so that I could support my team with good team composition, actually. So I started playing supports, I started playing tanks, and I'm getting used to different roles. And I think it helps with that small number of characters. So yeah, Blizzard did a really good job, and I really hope that one day I'll be good enough to play in competitive matches. We'll see about that.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, it started yesterday, and I'm getting there to try it. I'm level 24 right now, so that's probably crap for all of you Overwatch lovers. But I'm getting there, level 25 today, and trying to start competitive matches, and maybe we'll see each other in the game.
Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in and watching this video. Those are the things we loved and hated about Overwatch. But overall, it's a great game. We love it. And if you haven't started playing, what are you doing? You should get Overwatch like now.
Give it a try, and it's definitely worth it. We hope to read your opinions in the comments, what you love and what you hate about Overwatch. And, well, we'll see you next time.
We hope. So stay tuned to GamePressure, and once again, thanks for watching. See you around.